So the University of North Carolina men's basketball team has officially found their guy, and I thought I'd give my reaction to Coach Malone going from Denver to UNC. So let's get into the video. Okay, if you like basketball stuff, we kind of covered March Madness. I gave my thoughts and reactions to UConn losing in the national championship to Michigan, and Michigan's just kind of dominant run. But if you like sports, if you like any of that, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Let's get into the video. Some news that recently broke was that, yes, former Nuggets head coach Michael Malone officially, was signed, pen and paper. It's a done deal to go coach the UNC Tar Heels. Now, funny enough, because I've seen the memes about like John Cena coaching the wrestling team. Oh, there's a soccer star coaching the soccer. It's like, did your, time in the pro leagues not pan out? Come join UNC, because it's like, you got Bill Belichick and you got like legend in Denver versus Belichick, who has, 6, but he didn't even make the Hall of Fame. He's a snub, you know what I mean? I'll be honest, I thought it was a good pickup. Some of the stuff where it was reported that Golden from Florida, having been 1 year removed from winning the national championship, there was talks that he was going to ship out of Florida and go there. The head coach of Kentucky, leaving Kentucky and going. Arizona's head coach in the Final Four, there were talks that he was going to leave AZ and go to UNC. It's like, what are we talking about? I will admit, though, I thought them getting rid of Davis was a little bit premature, but as we've noticed in some of these, and especially with Denver, I mean, some coaches, they get fired about a year before expected, maybe 2 years, just depending on where. Or, you make some bad trades and you find yourself fired, which even in my Nuggets video, I thought it was a little bit of a premature reaction, considering, it was, a week before the playoffs, and you saw how the Nuggets season ended last year, where some of its star players were dealing with lingering injuries. The only one that was healthy, that was coaching from the bench, was Jokic. The Nuggets kind of lost their way into the playoffs. And I also went on a hot take and said, if the Nuggets won it that year with an interim head coach and Jokic carried them, because there was no return, but kind of with Reeves and Doncic, we know their injuries are lurking for the Lakers, but we know that they'll come back. That's how the injuries were for the Nuggets as well. But I said, if he carries this team, goes and beats the Celtics or the Cavs in the NBA Finals, he's up there with Nowitzki, where we got to talk about his, Jokic 25 NBA Finals run versus Dallas, with Dirk going through, Kobe, LeBron, and all that. But it never happened. They got blown out in Game 7 of the Thunder. But that's not about the Nuggets. We got to talk about the Tar Heels. I think, truthfully, something that was talked about on why he potentially left the Nuggets was clashing personalities and being hard to coach. And you know what? I think with where we look at the NBA, and I've said it, yeah, hard coaching is probably not something you're going to find. And I think a lot of guys, they're making their $50 million plus a year, where it's like, yeah, I kind of want to take it easy. I don't want to be coached hard. I don't think that's the same kind of attitude in college. And there's parts of me where there's this reverse psychology of, maybe the hard coaching will work, because I think there is a difference. Even though college athletes are getting paid a lot more than they were in the past, which I love Coach Orgeron's joke about paying athletes, where he's like, we used to pay athletes, but we paid them through the back door.
I said back then we used to walk through the back door to cash. Now we just got to walk through the front door to cash.
Now when we bring the money in, we go through the front door. That joke was absolutely hilarious. You're on 1 year deals where you got your freshman coming in, or you a returning sophomore, where we've seen the turnover with college hoops. I think you get them primed and ready. I mean, what a great opportunity for college athletes, first off, where it's you're learning under a former NBA coach. And I'm thinking, the other thing too, it's UNC. You got to take that job, because I think North Carolina, Duke, Kansas, UConn, I wouldn't throw Villanova out there, only because this might be a hot take. I think Jay Wright made Villanova. Okay, if If Villanova calls you, take that job. You could probably throw Kentucky in there as well, like the staple, like blue bloods of blue bloods. But I think it's a good move for UNC, and I've already mentioned it, and I'll go back to it. You can pencil in UNC getting to the Sweet 16. Now, we are in the day and age of, the NIL, and we saw what Michigan did, where they turned their whole roster around, except for some of the seniors that returned, like Cheddar, because Cheddar's been there forever. You hit the portal the right way, eventually win the national championship, which, have grown, developed, and stuff, which, again, that's probably another video for another time. But I think it's a good pick. I thought he was a good coach for the Nuggets. What happened, but be sure to let me know your thoughts in the comment section, and I will see you guys in the next video.